get my energon flowing than watching giant robots battle each other. Transformers is one of those franchises that is right up there next to Star Wars and Castlevania, those franchises that I'm just a complete diehard fan over. My favorite being the original Generation 1 Transformers, of course. But it's funny because that's not even my beginnings with Transformers. I didn't start with Generation 1. I was born in '86, so I had just scraped right by that first generation of Transformers. But in 1996, I was exposed to Transformers Beast Wars. A 9-year-old me would sit there in the early morning hours before school and watch it in my whitey tighties, eating my Cookie Crisp cereal, and I was mesmerized. Who were these awesome robots that turned into dinosaurs, gorillas, cheetahs? It was awesome. Ooh, watching that animation now though, it's rough. But at the time, that was mind-blowing. It was the best graphics I had ever seen. I knew there was some kind of Transformers something before this show, but I wasn't familiar with it at all at the time. And then there was one episode that changed all of that, connecting Beast Wars to the original series. After that, I wanted to check out the original series, and sure enough, one day, I found the VHS movie from my local library and fell in love with Generation 1. I was hooked to Transformers for life. And over the years, sure, we had some video games here and there. We didn't really have anything that stood out as an amazing experience, though. Every Transformers game that ever came out was always a little bit lackluster. But then, in 2010, High Moon Studios brought us War for Cybertron, serving as an origin story playing through the War on Cybertron that happened before the Transformers even knew of planet Earth. It was beautiful. We saw Optimus become a Prime and the leader of the Autobots, Megatron started his war, and all my favorite characters clashed for the first time. This is truly the first mind-blowing Transformers game. Then in 2012, the star of today's show, the sequel, Fall of Cybertron, was unleashed. I cannot stress enough how much I love this game. To describe it more accurately, just take Gears of War, slap a Transformer skin on it, and you have Fall of Cybertron. And you know how a lot of games nowadays, when they start off really slow. You always have those training sections that treat you like an idiot and try to teach you how to play the game, like press A to jump, and then they have you go on a bunch of mundane tasks that you don't want to do. Hey, but they're still talking? Let me play the damn game. If the game is going to spell out right there what I have to do anyways, why does he have to tell me? Okay, so I had to go all the way over here for what? Oh my god, I gotta sail all the way over there now. Well, Transformers doesn't mess around. Once it starts, you're thrown into an epic battle with the Autobots defending themselves against Decepticon attack as they're trying to escape the planet. Oh no. Oh, this is bringing up some bad memories.
Such heroic nonsense.
No! Defend yourself!
Take them out, Bumblebee! My optics!
Established.
Optimus needs us!
Everyone ain't the ground. That last blast took a toll on Optimus. You want to help? The time is now.
We're almost through! Autobots, listen up! Bumblebee's gonna punch through! Give him some covering fire! Now! Suppressing fire! This ought to do the job.
Even if you destroy me, Megatron, others will rise to defeat your tyranny.
Then I'll just have to destroy you all! Bumblebee!
That entire sequence is the intro before the title screen. That is the most epic intro I have ever played. I can't think of a more epic one. The story is so beautifully done, giving players a dramatic tale of war and desperation. The war on Cybertron has literally destroyed the planet, and the entire world is in its death throes. The core is shutting down, and it can't sustain life anymore, and the Autobots are in a race against time to power their ship, the Ark. The same one from the animated series that brought them to Earth. They want to use the Ark to escape the dying planet and find a new home. While Megatron, of course, is obsessed with continuing his war and taking over the planet that's dying anyways, as he tries to prevent anybody from leaving. What a dick. And Peter Cullen's majestic voice as Optimus Prime gives the story another much appreciated layer of drama, with mandatory Optimus Prime monologues.
Cybertron, the home world we Autobots have strived to protect from the Decepticons, can no longer sustain us. Eons of civil war have caused the greatest of casualties. Our planet's very core has shut down, halting its production of life-giving energon. Most of us have abandoned our home in hopes of finding a new life among the stars. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. We do not know how many of our brothers escaped Megatron's blockade. I can only be certain of this. Just one transport remains.
The story rarely slows down. You're always moving to get to the next huge action set piece, allowing you to play as both the Autobot side and the Decepticon side. Autobots trying to defend against Decepticon attacks, and Decepticons trying to take down massive Autobot warships. You even get to play as the Combaticons, and eventually get a chance to combine and turn into the giant Bruticus, an unstoppable machine of destruction. And you know how Optimus is always this really compassionate hero figure. He's like a Goku. His enemies defeated in front of him, he will always spare that life and allow them to live. Not this time. This Optimus Prime is a complete badass, blasting away enemies left and right. He's in the middle of the war. He's hardcore.
Don't expect any mercy, Autobot.
I wasn't offering any.
And at one point, Optimus even revives this huge Autobot called Metroplex that he uses to rain down absolute hell on the Decepticons.
I found some Decepticons who need to be taught a
Not only does the story chronicle the final days of Cybertron, it's also filled with fan service, touching on plot points that any Transformers kid can gush over. Starscream and Megatron still have this relationship where they just absolutely hate each other, and for some reason Megatron won't kill him.
That is what they call you now, isn't it?
Megatron.
Funny, isn't it, Megatron? How easily I defeated the one adversary you couldn't.
Silence!
And then Starscream on the side, he's always plotting against Megatron, and when he thinks Megatron is dead, he takes over as ruler of the Decepticons. So we get a version of the scene from the movie when Megatron comes back and blasts him to oblivion.
Who disrupts my coronation?
Coronation, Starscream? This is bad comedy.
Megatron?
Who dares to disrupt my coronation?
Coronation, Starscream! This is bad comedy.
Megatron? Is there no one left who would challenge this pretender to the throne?
Fight your own battle, Starscream.
Starscream! Your mockery of a reign is over!
You will pay for this, Megatron!
The Autobots find the Insecticons for the first time, coming up from the depths of the planet. If you don't know what Insecticons are, they are Transformers that turn into insects. And that storyline has its own entire little subplot, but my favorite storyline going on in this game is the Dinobots. I have loved the Dinobots since I was a kid, and Fall of Cybertron explains their origins, as Shockwave, the Decepticons' mad scientist, is performing experiments on them. He discovers a planet called Earth that's teeming with these creatures called dinosaurs. So of course, he decides to turn these giant hulking Autobots into dinosaurs, which backfires completely.
You didn't think I'd build something so powerful such as you, and not have a way to control it. Now, sit there like a good pet while I finish my work.
No one controls Grimlock!
Impossible.
There's no other way to put it. Playing as Grimlock is awesome, turning into a rampaging T-Rex as you annihilate your enemies without mercy. It makes you feel invincible.
Stay away from me!
And you even experience a brutal final battle between Optimus and Megatron. You thought they went at it in the movies. Here, they're beating each other down as they're struggling to hold on because a portal to Earth is open, threatening to suck them through.
This ends now. This ends when I say it ends!
Overall, Fall of Cybertron is a fairly linear game, and it works well with this type of experience. I don't understand why everything needs to be this huge open world 80 to 100 hour experience. This game can be beaten in about 8 to 9 hours on the hardest difficulty, and it plays like a well-made third-person shooter. There's multiple playable characters from both sides that you play throughout the story, and it almost follows a formula. You walk around from point A to point B, then a scripted battle, just like games like Gears of War have done for years, but it's epic. A ton of enemies come pouring at you, fellow soldiers in the background yelling orders while the theme song of the game starts blaring, and it genuinely feels like you're in the middle of a war, as Autobots are wounded and they look up to their leader with hope.
They should be just around the...
Incoming!
Optimus! Are you alright?
Optimus Prime!
In the back! Hit it in the...
He's not stopping! Help me! Somebody!
Silverbolt's leaked too much energon. We need to stabilize his power. Grab that cable! Now, plug it into his power supply.
Blew a regulator!
We need that power online!
Power's back!
Well met, Ratchet. Thank you, Primus. I'll handle the rest, Optimus. I'm sure you're needed elsewhere.
There are just too many of them. We gonna make it, Optimus?
There's all sorts of weapons you can equip too, like Cybertron versions of sniper rifles, rocket launchers, machine guns. My favorite weapon of all, though, being the Scrapmaker. It's basically this little robot minigun that just tears through everything. There's these stations you can find where you can upgrade various aspects of the weapons you collect, which really made me want to try out different ones. Usually in these kind of games, I pick a weapon and stick with it. So here, there's really a lot of motivation to work hard and upgrade everything as much as you can. The one aspect that makes the first game a little better is the fact that it has online co-op. You could play the entire campaign with 2 friends in a full-blown 3-player online co-op game. Why couldn't this game have that? And a lot of times in the game, you have an AI buddy either with you or near your location. Why couldn't that be another human player? It makes no sense. I never understood the decision for making the campaign just single player. It really took a little something out of it. And don't get me wrong, the campaign is awesome. But it would have been better with a friend. There is an online multiplayer mode that has deathmatch style matches and capture the flag and whatnot. I'm not sure how active the online community is at this point. When the game first came out, there were a ton of people online. It's fun, but to me the meat of the game is always the campaign, and this campaign delivers. Of course, you can pick it up on Xbox 360 or PS3, but if you have an Xbox One or PS4, there is a remastered version, which is the footage you saw in this video. Looks really similar, so if you can't get this next gen version, no big deal. It looks a little smoother. That's about it. Go buy this game. It's amazing. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like and a comment down below letting me know. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on social media. You can also check out some of my other videos or click my Patreon link if you'd like to support GamerThumbTV. This is Fabian. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.